Hello everybody, this is TipTop MTG here today with another Magic the Gathering Arena video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Strixhaven and the Mastery Pass, and how it kind of got upgraded, kind of got downgraded, and we're going to talk about all of that and more. So typically, they will reveal the Mastery Pass ahead of it being released, and then about a week after it gets released, I will do a full breakdown on the value of everything, whether it's worth it to buy, how it compares to the last one. We're going to talk a little bit about how it compares in this video, but in this one, we're really just covering what's in it. I'm not going to break down the value of it, and then I'm going to tell you kind of what's missing from the previous one, what's improved from the previous one. Let's just talk about it. So, Strixhaven Set Mastery. First off, you get 36 Strixhaven boosters for free. Now, in Kaldheim, you got 33, but that just accounts for the difference in time between sets. The reason there's more packs is because there are more days in between Strixhaven and Forgotten Realms as there was between Kaldheim and Strixhaven. So you're still getting one every other level, so this really hasn't changed. And then 5 orbs, this is staying the same as well. However, weirdly, with Kaldheim, you could get a mythic with 5 orbs, which was the first time you could ever do that on the Mastery Tree. And we don't know if that's going to happen again with Strixhaven because we don't have access to the Mastery Tree yet, but it may not. But it might, and we'll talk about why here in a second. So the Set Mastery Pass, so we're going to break this down by category. So first, avatars. So normally you get one avatar and it's of like a main character, but this time we're getting 5 avatars, one for each of the colleges. The difference is it is no longer obtainable at the beginning of the Mastery Pass and is instead obtainable from the Mastery Tree. Now, this might be at the end of each path, which would make sense, but if it is, then we won't necessarily get it right away. You might have to wait a little bit longer than you normally would, but it's kind of cool that you get to pick what you want. You are technically getting 4 extra avatars this time, so that's pretty exciting. However, if they do take the place of the mythic card styles, technically you're losing value. So if they're in addition, then that's pretty awesome. Or maybe if they're the first one in each path and then they give you a Master Orb when you buy it, therefore you get the avatar when you buy it just like you normally would, but you kind of get to choose. The reason I wouldn't really see them doing that is if they did that, it would technically be possible to get all 5 of these avatars without buying the Mastery Pass. But who knows, maybe that's what they're going for, is you can maybe go for all the avatars, or you can go for card styles. I'm not sure, but I have a feeling they will be either in the beginning or the end, or maybe the second one. That way you can't get all of them if you're not buying it, but you can get 2 of them. So that'll be interesting to see, but yeah, it's working a little bit different. Then we have 20 booster packs, and these will range from anything in Standard. Occasionally, they won't include the current set. Like, I believe Zendikar Rising didn't have any Zendikar Rising packs in the, the paid stream, and instead just gave you all of these packs. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm glad that they are giving only 2 Eldraine because it is going to rotate. But, I mean, so is Ikoria, Theros Beyond Death, and M21. And Eldraine has some of the most powerhouse cards in the format right now. For those of you who don't know, this is going to be the last Mastery Pass that includes packs from these sets. Typically how it works is the next one, so the summer set, will kick the oldest 4 sets basically onto the these are leaving soon category. That way they're not giving you a bunch of cards and then saying, oops, they're no longer legal in Standard. So this will be the last time you're getting these really on the Mastery Pass. Some people are going to be upset about it because they've already completed those sets and they'd rather just have 20 Strixhaven boosters. Also, Strixhaven has the Mystical Archive, so it's almost 2 sets in one, but at least we're getting some of them here. It may have been interesting to see maybe 4 of the ones that are not rotating and then cut back like one from each of these and make it 2, 2, 2, 2, and then 4, 4, 4. I think that would have worked maybe a little bit better, but yeah, it's still just kind of an even spread across the sets legal in Standard. Then we get 10 Strixhaven Mythic Rare individual card rewards. This is not new necessarily anymore, but with Zendikar Rising, originally it was just Mythic Rare ICRs. And so individual card rewards. And in the past, people really didn't like it because they often got cards they had complete sets of already because they're not duplicate protected. However, they kind of changed it so that it was the set that the Master Pass is for. So for Zendikar Rising, they were Zendikar Rising Mythic ICR, same for Kaldheim, and they're continuing that with Strixhaven, which is exciting because it's a much higher chance that you're not getting a duplicate. Then 5 Mystical Archive ICRs. So these are brand new and are taking the slot of the playsets of the Theme Booster exclusives from the Kaldheim Mastery Pass. So with Kaldheim in the Theme Boosters, they put random cards in the theme, in the Theme Boosters, and they were rares. And people were like, oh, now I have to craft these because they don't come in packs. And so what they did is they added them to the Mastery Pass where you'd get 4 copies of each of them. And I thought that was a pretty good move. Now, Strixhaven doesn't really have those, so it can't really do that. So what I thought they were going to do is just get rid of the slot and just turn them into maybe some uncommon ICRs, which is often what they do. But instead, they turned them into Mystical Archive ICRs. Now, I want you to remember, these are not playsets, these are ICRs, meaning these will be anything from the commons to the mythics, and it's not everyone's getting the same one. And so that's really important to remember that you could get a duplicate with these. So it's technically better to not open any packs until you get through the Mastery Pass, but I think that's a little unrealistic. Of course, I thought when I first read this that it was going to be like 5, of the cards that are usually uncommons but got shifted up to rare because people were upset about that. Like Faithless Looting, not typically a rare card, but it is a rare in Mystical Archive. And so a lot of people were upset about that. And so I thought maybe this would be their way of saying, hey, we're going to give you some of the ones that used to be uncommons and now we're shifted up to rare. We're going to give them to you on the Mastery Pass. But it looks like it'll just be 5 random Mystical Archives. Statistically, you'll get mostly uncommons, and then you'll get bumped up to rares. And then level 91 plus, you get an uncommon ICR for each level, which does mean this is longer than the Kaldheim Mastery Pass, but we kind of already established that with the free packs. Next, we have card sleeves. We have the Professor of Zoomancy card sleeve, which I'm going to assume is this one right here, and this one's just a normal old card sleeve. And then we have the Silver Quill Archon Exquisite sleeve, which I assume is going to be this one, which I don't know if you've actually seen the card for this yet, but it'll have some sort of effect when you hover over it. You can also see the book pet, by the way. And that's it for card sleeves. And then card styles, you're getting 25 orbs. Each can be redeemed for a card style or avatar. So this does confirm that they are not increasing the number of orbs to add the avatars. They will just take the spot of those styles. And then we get 15 common and 10 uncommon. Back in Zendikar Rising, they added 10 rare card styles to the pass, and they're not doing that again here. You'll also notice, I'm skipping ahead a little bit, there's no emotes. They added those to the Zendikar Rising Mastery Pass and just haven't added more. They don't really seem that difficult to add, so it seems a little weird. Maybe they were just doing it to fill space, and they want to make emotes a little more rare, and Zendikar Rising was kind of just an intro to that, but I don't know. And then you get 1 player draft token. This is how it's been for a very long time. I personally enjoy it. You can kind of just equate this to being worth some amount of gems. And then golden gems, 4,000 gold, 1,200 gems. This is kind of the number that they have found that most players aren't going to complain. They tried to drop it down to 800 gems with Ikoria, so that would be about a year ago, and people really didn't like it. For those of you who don't remember, originally they started off at 2,000 gems and 5,000 gold. And then the next pass, Throne of Eldraine, was 2,000 gems and 10,000 gold, and they've reduced us down to 1,200 gems and 4,000 gold. For me, I haven't purchased like gems for MTG Arena in a while now. I've been able to kind of just buy the Mastery Pass every time, and I actually think the way they handle it is very fair. It is actually very achievable for a free-to-play player to get the Mastery Pass, and so I think that's really awesome. And then the book pet, there are going to be 5 book pets, and there's going to be 2 tiers each. And so what I believe that means is that you're going to, like, I don't know whether that means you're going to get, like, the book pets, like the bears, you got all 3 bears to start, and then they upgrade it each time, or if it's going to be, you get the book, and then you get, like, the next book the next time, you know what I mean? Like, you get the Lorehold book, and then you get the Silver Quill book, and then each of those maybe has 2 different looks to it. If I were to bet, I would say you get all 5 books from the start, and then there will be an upgrade tier for each of them, and that would be my guess. And then Strixhaven, they confirmed there's going to be 90 levels, and you can get free rewards through level 72. So yeah, that is it for what they announced today. Now, in the past, they said that they wanted to do 1 update per week. I'm really hoping this isn't their update for the week, although I could totally see that being it, because generally, in the past 2 weeks, they've done one on Wednesday, and I'm worried that we won't see that again this week just because, you know, though they were smaller posts that could contain more niche information, for instance, like the Mastery Pass details, So they may not do a weekly update tomorrow. I really hope they do and they just link to this article, but the fact that this was released on the Tuesday instead of tomorrow, I would have expected this to be part of that announcement to make it look bigger. So yeah, we might not be seeing that tomorrow, so I would say just don't get your hopes up. But yeah, that's it for this video. I am going to be covering the Strixhaven spoilers a little bit later today. I just don't want to cover the spoilers and then have more come out. So we're going to wait a little bit on that one. If you have any opinions on the spoilers from today, leave them in the comments. I might feature you in the next video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.